Welcome guys to our AWS IoT series, and in this series this is the second part, and we are going to discuss the Arduino sketch which I have written so that we can control this home automation project, in which I am going to send data from this push button to the AWS IoT and going to receive data from the cloud to this built-in LED of this node MCU. So we are going to first see the demo and then we are going to discuss the Arduino sketch. So let's get started. So this is the circuit diagram of this project, in which we can see a node MCU here which is connected to this relay module, and we are basically using two pins. First pin is pin D0 and the second pin is pin D4. D0 pin is connected to the relay module input pin. There are three pins in relay module: the input, VCC and ground. VCC is connected to VIN pin of a node MCU and ground is connected to ground. Fine. So why are we using VIN pin? Why not 3.3 volt? Because in many tutorials on YouTube they are using 3.3 volt. The thing is, this relay module which I am using here, it can operate only at 5 volt. I need to use 5 volt supply from this relay, from either from this node MCU or from any other source. Like you need another power source for 5 volt. But for my specific board, this board, this is a Lowland board. In my case, in this board basically we can get 5 volt from from this VIN pin. What you need to do here is you need to power this node MCU not from VIN on ground. You need to power it from USB cable, and then you can easily get 5 volt on this VIN pin and attach this pin, connect this pin to the input pin of this relay module. And how relay module works is that there are three pins in the left hand side here: the NC, the C and NO. This is normally closed, common pin, and normally open pin. So normally closed and common are connected. Initially they are connected. Fine. So when a low signal will be come to this input pin, this pin, when an input which is connected to D0, when we send a low signal to D0, from D0, the common pin will be connected to normally open pin, and this circuit will be closed. So this is how it works. As we send a low signal to this input pin, this circuit will be closed and our light bulb will be turned on. So this is basically an electromechanical switch which will turn on and turn off any electrical appliances of your home. So we can visualize things from this D0 pin as well, because in node MCU there are two built-in LEDs. The first one is D0 and the second one is D4. Both are active low, which means that when we send a low signal, basically when we if you are working with Arduino, when we digital write low signal to this pins, the built-in LED, the first one is right in above of D0, which is the two built-in LEDs will be turned on, or basically turned on when we send a low signal on D0 and D4. This is the reason why I connected D4. Basically this is the reason why I connected the pin D4 to button pin. So when I click, if you can see or not, if I click this one, you can see that a blue light will be turned on. Yeah, so if you can see or not, I don't know, but let me check. Okay, so you need to connect like this, and you can see that when we basically click this button, our built-in LED which is connected to pin D4 will be turned on. So this is the purpose why I connected this built-in LED with D4, and the normal light, the relay module with pin D0, which has also a built-in LED. So if you don't have this relay module, no need to worry, because it is not necessary at all to connect this relay module with this one, because we have already a D0 pin with because we have already a built-in LED with D0 pin. So sending a low signal to D0 will either switch on this bulb, or secondly the built-in LED of this node MCU. Simple. So this is the circuit diagram and I have explained it. So I will share the circuit diagram and the code. So first, the library which we are using here is this one. This library is called ESP MQTT AWS IoT Core. This is not a library. This is basically set of some examples which is helpful in connecting us to AWS IoT Core. Fine. So you can see here ESP8266 can be connected with this library, and there are three versions. The first one is the first example uses Arduino MQTT library, which is by 256 DPI user. This is very popular, and these are the core libraries. And this example, if you click on Arduino MQTT and PubSub client, so if you have familiar with syntax of PubSub client, you can use this one, and if you are familiar with the syntax of Arduino MQTT, you can use this one. So I will share code for both of these, and for this project, for this for sending data through this push button and for receiving data by this one. So let's check we need to download this one, this ESP in this library. We need to download it and start from scratch. First clone it or download it, download zip. Fine. So extract it in any directory. I am extracting it here. So after extracting it, you need to open it. Fine. So here is this is the example, and it contains Arduino, and we are using PubSub client in this session. Okay. So PubSub client.ino 6 KB and secrets.h 3 KB. Fine. So we need to open this in our Arduino software. So simply open it. So before writing the Arduino sketch, we need to understand the architecture, and I will already discuss the architecture for not for normally. You can see it right here. In the last session I am discussed this architecture, in which the topics are like this, the normal topics which we have used in the normal MQTT brokers. But in this session we are using this type of topics, and how we are using it and what is the purpose of using this, we will discuss each and everything right now. So the first thing is AWS IoT MQTT broker. Fine. So the thing is, if you want to use your topics in broader manner, like if you want to use to update your all these things from RESTful API, HTTP RESTful API service, so you can use ThingShadows. So ThingShadow is nothing but it can store state. Basically it can store the state, and it will be very helpful in developing many projects and many industrial projects. Basically you can develop projects like let me explain from things groups things. Okay. So we have already built this built this thing in previous session. If you are not know how I build this thing, and what are the steps to configure it, and what are the steps to download the certificates and the keys, private key, so please first view the last session and then come to this session, because you can't understand anything regarding the certificates and things. So please watch previous session. Okay. So we can see here a shadow in thing. Basically things, our thing name is test thing, which we have created previously. We have a shadow. Okay, and shadow has this state right now. The basics of shadow is basically what, let me open the documentation, then I will explain it more clearly. Okay, so this is the documentation. So device shadow services uses reserved MQTT topics to enable application and device to get, update or delete the state information for a device or shadow. So what it means is you can get data for a thing. Okay, let me give you a small insight, like if I want to send the LED data to the MQTT broker, broker of AWS. So I can send data in this topic slash LED or single LED topic, like this one. I can do that, but the reason why I don't do this is because we need to subscribe this specific topic from another client where we want to receive the message. So this is the problem. So what AWS provide us is this whole topic, which includes AWS things. This is the thing name, which is test thing in our case slash shadow slash update. On this topic you can get data. You can basically get data, all your data. You can update all your data. And how are you updating all your data to a single topic? This is the question you can ask. So you can update all your data using JSON format. You can create object. Fine. Basically, if I want to the data publish the data on this topic update, I need to create this format. I need to report in this format. In reported, we have these two types of data, color and power. So what are the data we want to send? We need to format in this JSON document, and we need to publish it on this topic. This is the benefit of using AWS topic thing shadows. Fine. So if you can't understand this, I need to give you a practical demo using some another client. This NodeMCU is also a client. Okay, so I can use another client, like this software is a client, MQTT box is a client. Okay, so first you need to download this software MQTT box. This thing is also explained in previous session. I have configured this and added this our AWS over TLS, added this client. So to add it, you need to simply click on this create client. So this MQTT box client, let me search it, MQTT box. You need to download this download MQTT box software, not the Chrome plugin. Don't download the Chrome plugin, download the software. So if you want to connect to AWS, because for MQTT you need to download this software to work for it. So simply click on create MQTT client. Okay, so you will see this page after clicking on that. So what is the host URL? Fine. So host URL is nothing but in your thing, click on interact. You can get this one. Okay, first cancel it. So you can get this thing. So just copy it and paste it in the host part. Okay, so paste it, control V. Okay, we have pasted this thing. And now this is the host URL of our MQTT broker. This is the of AWS MQTT broker. So SSL TLS. So select self signed certificate. Okay, so choose 3 files: CA file, client certificate, and client key. Okay, so what is the CA file? CA file is Amazon root ca.pem.txt. This is we have already seen this one in the last session. So simply select it and click on open. So this is imported here. What is the client key? Client certificate is this one, this alphanumeric character minus certificate.pem.crt. click on open, and now this one is key part. So key is nothing but private key. Simply click on open. Okay, so we have configured everything. So username and password, don't select anything here. Simply click on save, and now we are connected. If you want to understand it more clearly, let me give you a small demo. So in this AWS console, you can see here a test. If you click on test, this is an MQTT client. Similar to this MQTT box, which is now connected, and this is the second thing which is connected to MQTT. Okay, so this is how we add a client to our broker. Okay, so how to publish data. So the main topic of this, main theme is how to publish data. So you need to publish on this thing. So AWS things thing name. What is the thing name? Our thing name is test thing. Test things / thing, simply test capital thing. Okay, so this is the data, and what we need to publish here, anything we can publish, anything like temp data. If we are using any DHT sensor, temperature data can be published here, 77. Okay, so if we click on publish, this data is published. And how to see this data in our MQTT client? So to see data, simply go to your thing first, manage things, test thing. In test thing there is shadow option, click on it, and you can see here reported has two values, LED and temperature. This LED is basically I have already sent data LED to this, and now we are sent temperature, and this will basically store this shadow in the AWS, and we can get this shadow. So this the operation we can perform on this thing is we can get this data, update this data, delete this data. So we have already seen the update part, and now we will see the get part, how to get this data. To get this data, click on this /get. So you need to send a get message on this one. You need to basically publish a empty message on this topic. Okay, so this is the topic, add a publisher, and you need to, this is the topic, you need to publish on empty message on it. So just replace this thing name with your thing name. In my case it is test thing. Okay, so before publishing it, subscribe from any of the client, so that you can also receive that get accepted. If this thing this get message will be accepted, if it is accepted properly, then AWS IoT, this cloud, will send that data, send the whole data to this topic. AWS IoT publishes a response state document to this topic when returning the device shadow. What this means is we need to subscribe to this topic to get data. So this is the concept of MQTT, that to get data you need to subscribe to the topic. So so this topic right here, publishing on this topic will never get you anything. This is not any REST API that making a post request give you some response. This is not the thing. In MQTT, to get anything, you need to subscribe on that thing. So the thing is, so our thing name is test thing, TEST THING. So this is the thing. First you need to subscribe it, so that MQTT broker will pushes that data to this topic when we publish anything. So we are publishing a empty payload message. Click on publish, and the whole data, the LED, temperature data, the whole shadow will be seen here. This whole shadow will be seen here. So this is the concept we are using in this Arduino sketch. In this session we are using this same concept. So let me now explain this architecture. Okay, so you have a basic understanding of this, that we are going to publish data. What we are going to do here is we are going to publish LED data like this one, LED data with one value, this one right here. If we click on publish, the data will be published, and to know if it is successfully published or not, you need to subscribe on one topic. So simply add a subscription, that update accepted, simply update accepted, okay, fine. So subscribe on it, and this is the value, and if we click on publish, we will get that message which will confirm us that the message will be published, and this topic should be subscribed by this accepted topic should be subscribed by NodeMCU. so that as soon as we get a message LED1 from any client, from either from MQTT box or from this AWS IoT console client, this AWS test client, this one AWS test, this MQTT client, and if anyone publishes data, if anyone publishes data on this topic, this topic is basically constant. This is the same topic, and this is the benefit, that you don't need to create many number of topics, or you don't need to use the levels in MQTT. We are using levels, we are using wildcards, hash, star, but you don't need to use anything. All you need to do here is publish on this topic with JSON data. That's it. Publish on this topic with JSON data, and in this data format, and in this data you can send any number of data, and receive data by subscribing to it. So if we send data from here, don't need to receive right here, we can also receive it in any client. I can receive in this client as well, like this one. Simply subscribe it from here, and I have subscribed it. You can see it here, this one. And if I will send data from this client, this MQTT box, let me minimize it so that you can see it in real time, that how the message comes here. Let's see. Okay, so let's publish it, and if we see here, okay, let me check test thing. So okay, so correct this thing name, test thing accepted. Okay, test thing shadow update accepted. So change this name according to your name. So in my case, the thing name is test thing. So we need to first clear this out, and change it to test thing. Test thing, subscribe this topic, and now as we send data from here, click on it, and we can see that the data will be received right here. Fine. So this is the working of thing shadows, and we are using this thing shadows, and we are publishing our data. We are publishing the button data on this topic, on this thing shadow. We are saving our button data in thing shadows basically, and we are subscribing for this topic. Update accepted. We are subscribing for this topic, so that if we receive a message of LED1, then we will easily get that message. Check that message first. We will easily check that message. Let me add a subscribe, easily understand it more clearly. So if we subscribe to this topic right here, okay, so subscribe to this topic and publish it here. We receive it here, and this all we need to do in Arduino Arduino Sketch is that we need to parse that. We need to go to state.reported.led and check what is the value. So if the value is 1, we will turn on the light. If the value is 0, we will turn off the light. This is the case. This is the thing we need to do. This is the thing for this light. And what we are doing with the push button, we need to publish data. Okay, so what is the format of publishing data? The format is quite simple. The format is simple. This is the same format, but simply let me add a button publisher. So we are publishing on the same topic in case of button, and the data will be in the same format, that is JSON format. So the thing is, we are publishing on this button with value 1. The first click will be 1, the second click will be 0, the third click 1 0 1 0, which means that we are switching between 0 and 1. Okay, so we are publishing button data on this topic. We are subscribing to this accepted topic. We are publishing the light data. We are publishing the light data on this topic, and we are subscribing for receiving the button data. Why we are subscribing here? Why are subscribing here? For receiving the button data. As soon as the button is clicked, we will receive it in this client as well. Fine. So this is the architecture, and so this is how it works. And this architecture is different from normal MQTT broker, because in that case we are basically using labeling like /LED for getting data on LED, and /button for getting data on button. And what we are doing there is, if we want to publish push button data to the push button data, we are basically publishes on this topic. We are basically publishing on this topic, button topic. And if you want to receive data, we need to subscribe on the same button topic. In the same button topic, we need to subscribe to this topic right here. But in case of AWS IoT, we are publishing on this topic and we are subscribing on this topic. On publishing, basically we are publishing for everything. We don't need a specific topic. We are publishing all our data on a single topic. We are subscribing all our data on a single topic. So this is the difference between AWS IoT and normal IoT broker. Now we need to write a sketch from this one. This is the library we are using, this one, and we are using the PubSub client one, which I have already discussed. So we have two things, PubSub client and the secrets. So we need to update this one. So SSID should be your hotspot name or your Wi-Fi name, where your device, where your node MCU should be connected, so that it can connect to your AWS IoT cloud broker. Thing name is simple. In my case, it is test thing. Time zone for USA, New York, it is -5. For India, it will be +5.5, I think, because India is 5.5 hour ahead of UTC time. So it might be 5.5. I will take it 5. And MQTT host. So simply come to your console and go to settings. You click on this endpoint, simply copy it and paste it in the MQTT host character array. Fine. Now you need to CA certificate. What is the CA certificate? Simply navigate to this link. So we can see CA certificate for server authentication. Click on it. RSA 2048 bit key. Click on it. Amazon root ca1.pem. Don't need to save this thing. Simply copy the content of this file. Simply copy it and paste it in the secrets. First thing, the CA certificate. So now we need client certificate. So if you don't know how to download this one, Please go to previous IoT session of mine where I have discussed these things, how to download client certificate and private key, how to set up, but as a point I will discuss this thing like when you are creating the certificate in secure certificate for a thing, you get the option to download the private key and the client certificate. Okay, so I have already downloaded it from, please refer the previous session if you don't know how to download these things. So this certificate is the private certificate. Open in any text editor and copy the content of this file and paste it in your this C client certificate certificate file. Okay, so come to here, F28 private key. It is basically in the form of some alphanumeric character minus private .pem.key. Open this in any text editor, copy the content from begin RSA private key to end RSA field, just in between all the contents in between it. So just copy it in this XXX, delete this once and paste it here. Fine. So this secrets.h file is completed right here, so save it. Now move to PubSub client. So we can see here that this sketch will work for both ESP32 and ESP8266, both microcontroller. Okay, so Wi-Fi client secure.h, it is for ESP8266 Wi-Fi. These are libraries are used, and PubSub client, this is the library for connecting us to AWS MQTT broker. This is the MQTT client library, and Arduino JSON for parsing our JSON, which we have already discussed that this message which we have received, which we will receive in Arduino sketch, we need to parse it and get this LED, state reported LED. To get up to this point, we need to use the JSON parse methods, which is provided by this Arduino JSON library. So download the latest version, because this sketch supports the latest version 6 plus. So download it from sketch, include library, manage libraries, search for Arduino JSON there. Okay, so subtopic pub topic, we will discuss this thing later. Use summertime DST. Okay, let's go to setup method and discuss how this sketch start. This sketch will start from the setup function. So in setup we have serial.begin 115200 at baud rate, which will help us in getting the serial monitor, getting the contents on serial. So this Wi-Fi.host name, this is set our thing name, which is a test thing, as a host name. This is not mandatory at all, but this is just but they are using it, but the developers, which is this user, is setting the thing. So Wi-Fi.mode, it is setting in station mode, Wi-Fi station mode, which means that this device is this node MCU will connect to something. It will work as in station mode. Okay, so Wi-Fi.begin, here we are connecting via our SSID and password, which we have already set in this folder secrets.h. These things in secret.h, this is the hotspot name and password. Now we are connected to our Wi-Fi. Now our node MCU is connected, and NTP connect, just check this function, NTP connect. I will discuss this NTP thing more clearly in one IoT tutorial, so you need to subscribe this channel so that you can get these tutorials very early. Okay, so let's discuss here is NTP connect. Basically this function will return us the current time. So NTP will basically, what this is doing is SNTP. It will basically network protocol for giving us which will give us the timing, current time according to our time zone. So this is the use of this time zone which we have set already. This is time zone 5, and in our case I will set 5, but you can check that what is your time zone according to your country. Okay, so this library is basically giving us the current time, which is helpful in connecting us to any cloud broker. If you have seen that in last few sessions in InfluxDB cloud, I'm using this NTP client because for making the secure connection you need this current timing, so that you can connect to these types of cloud hosted brokers. So we are in the setup method. Where is setup? Okay, yeah, so setup method, and after that it is if def esp32. If your device is esp32, then these statements will be executed. Since my device is esp8266, that is node MCU, so these two statements are executed, which means that it's basically what it is doing here is, so we have basically using these certificates and sending it to the AWS IoT, so that it will verify our device, and all our data, all our messages will be encrypted, will be communicate in encrypted form. This is the use of this client certificates and the keys. So connect to MQTT. Connect to MQTT is defined above. Connect to MQTT. Okay, connect to MQTT. Basically this will connect to MQTT, connect to the broker client dot connected. As soon as our sketch will be connected to MQTT broker of AWS, we will subscribe to this topic. Now we will understand how we are subscribing to this topic. We are subscribing in these two statement. If it is not yeah, these two statement are for subscription. Let me comment this: subscribing. As soon as we are connected, we are subscribing to this topic, MQTT subtopic. Okay, so what is the topic we are subscribing to? We are subscribing to MQTT subtopic. This is the thing: AWS things, thing name, shadow, update, no / accepted. We are subscribing to this thing because we have already seen that these accepted topic will receive all this message when anything is updated on the on any other client side. So we are publishing this message on this topic and subscribing for this topic, accepted topic. Without accepted is for publishing, with accepted is for subscribing. Okay, so subscribe topic is this one, and let's see. Now as soon as we are connected to MQTT broker, we are subscribed to that topic, and if something wrong happens, if it will return for false, then this, what is the error, it will console it using this function pub/sub error. So it's not mandatory to use these types of long functions here. So this library, the author of this library uses it, but you can do it right like this one. Like if you want to, you can simply, this one is for error handling basically, but we can also do the same for like this one. This will do the same thing which the previous one is doing. So this single line of code will subscribe to this topic as soon as we are connected, and if we fail, what is the reason of fail, this will console, this will print on our serial monitor, and try again in 5 seconds. Okay, so okay, so now we will move to loop function, which will which will basically run every time in every loop basically. So this is the code in loop, this code. So in my case, I am not going to send data in every loop, so I need to delete these statements. Okay, and now time null pointer dot client connected. Okay, this loop will contain this thing. What is the reason of this thing? Basically, if the connection will be destroyed, if the connection will be somehow disconnected, MQTT connection, we will try to reconnect. So first we need to connect to check for Wi-Fi, and then we will check for the MQTT. This is for reconnection. If anything fails from our hardware, or if our router is turned off, if our hotspot will be turned on, something bad happens, this will be called when, as soon as our Wi-Fi will be uh, turned on again, then this will work again. So this is the use of this one, client dot connected. As soon as we are connected, so this is in loop checking for Wi-Fi again and again. So client dot loop, this will basically check for this one, subscription listener, which is message received. Client dot loop will check for this message, that if any message received, we will console print that message on the serial monitor of the Arduino. Serial dot print the payload, the topic, the received topic, everything. So in my case, if some message received on this topic which I have subscribed to, this topic, as soon as some message received on this topic, I want to turn this light on. So how do we do that? So we can see here that the byte here is basically it is a payload is in bytes. So we need to store it in, we need to first convert it into a string of payload. Basically we need to convert a string of message, so that we can easily compare that with some value. Okay, so this is the another sketch. This sketch I have written this sketch as well, so I will copy and paste this one, and try to understand this, try to explain this one to you. So basically string message in will store the payload, character payload, and all the characters which are received. Basically if you can see here, this message is received character by character, and in basically PubSub client library, we are going to receive message in this format, of characters, and we are storing this in a string message, a message in, and appending this one, this each and every character to this empty string, and after that we will assign it in message string. Okay, so the topic, which is this topic right here, the topic is the same, this one, and the message which we have received is this one, message string. So now this is converted to a single string. Now we need to parse it. Basically we need to fetch that, we need to fetch this one, fetch the value LED, this one. So to fetch state dot reported dot LED, this value, we need to use the Arduino JSON syntax. So this is the syntax to fetch this whole thing. So I will copy it and paste it right here. So I am copy and pasting it because the session will be very long if I am writing it from scratch. So I will just copy and paste it, so that we can easily cover the session in an hour. So serial.println received string topic, these things are explained. Now we have a static JSON document, doc. So this will store the JSON document, and JSON document, basically this one, this thing, now it is in string. Now this thing is in string right here, a message string. Now we need to convert it. First we need to deserialize it, deserialize the JSON with a filter. Why am I using this one, this filter? The reason of using this filter is because if you can see more closely to this one, to the length of this data which is coming here, single, this one, this whole thing, 173, and the default for PubSub client, the default data for PubSub client is 128 byte only. So you can't receive this length of data using this library. using this library of PubSub client. So for for this purpose, for the solution, we are using the filter. So filter will basically filter only this data. We are parsing only this data. All this data will be ignored. Everything under this one is ignored. We are parsing only this amount of data. State reported LED1. So the second data is metadata. Basically it will store the timestamp on of which when the data will come to this topic, okay, to in the AWS broker. When the data will received at the broker, it is the same timestamp. So we don't need that right now, so we don't need to parse it as well. So filter will filter it out. So filter will basically state reported LED will true, and basically all the other fields will be false. So this will filter it out. And after deserializing, after parsing, if the parsing fails, the error will be received right here. And if not, we will check. If the value is 0, we will turn the LED pin as high. So first we need to define this LED pin. Okay, so we need to define it. You can define it anywhere in the upper part. Const int LED pin. We are since we are connecting it to D0 of the NodeMCU, connected right here. And we are also going to use button pin as well. So we will discuss it later. So if you can see now, subscription topic, where it is. Okay, so it is here. So doc state reported LED equal to 0. If this value is 0, if we are sending 0 from any MQTT client on this topic, it will, if we received here 0, and if we receive 0, we will turn off the light. If we receive 1, we will turn on the light. These conditions are quite simple. A single if statement. If you have a simple programming experience, you can easily understand it. So the second thing is publishing data when the button is pressed. Okay, so how do we do that? So to do that, simply first configure the pin. Const int button pin, and we are using D4. Fine. So we have defined this pin, and now we need to in setup method we need to define the pin mode. Okay, so go to the setup method. In the setup method, after these types of println statement, or before it, anytime, simply set the pin mode. The LED pin will be, of course, act as an output pin, since we are using the built-in LED. And pin mode, the button pin which we have defined, is act as input pull-up, since we are not using any register with the button. So it's input pull-up. Basically the button, one end of button is connected to D4, which is every time it is higher voltage, which is 3.3 volt for NodeMCU. And as soon as we click the button, as soon as the button is clicked, you can see here, if the button is clicked, the D4 is turned on, since D4 is connected to the connected to a built-in LED. So it acts as input pull-up. It is defined in input pull-up mode. And for LED pin, we also know that it is active low pin. D0 is active low, and the relay module also work in low signal. So initially we should send it high signal, so that everything will be off. So fine. So digital right LED pin high. Initially it is high, which means that every the LED will be off and the light will be off. Okay, so these things are defined in the setup method. And now we need to define the action of button. So how do we define it? So if the condition will be, if digital read digital read of button pin equal to low. So we know that in input pull up mode we will check if the button is pressed, the low signal will be sent to that pin. Okay, since it is this one end is connected to the ground, so low signal will be sent to that pin D4. So we will check if it is zero or low, we will publish a MQTT message. So how to publish an MQTT message? It's quite simple. Client dot publish, simple. Client dot publish what is the, on which topic we want to publish? We want to publish on this topic. The topic on which we want to publish is MQTT pub topic. Simply copy it and delete rest of the things from this sketch. It is quite lengthy, so you can delete things like send data function. We are not using this thing, so simply delete it. Okay, simply delete this thing. So simply publish on this topic. What is the message we want to publish? So the message we want to publish is right here. This is the message. This is basically the same message which we have seen right here. The state reported button 1, the state reported button 1, this thing. So this is the message we want to publish as soon as we click the button. One more thing I want to explain here is that in my case I am not publishing one for clicking it. What I am doing here is, in my case, in my this sketch I have already written. So in my case I'm doing this thing. So let me copy and paste it here so that I can explain you. Okay, so this is the same button pin. Yeah, so we can see here that we are also using a button state which is initially true. So first we need to set this initially true. Okay, so in the upper portion initialize this to bool button state equal to true. Fine. So button state is initially true, which means that for first this thing is executed, and as soon as it is executed, button data published 1, this client message will be published, which is basically sending button with value 1, and after it will make this button state false, which means that after the in second click this if condition will not executed. Now after this else condition will be executed. Fine. So this will basically in the second click we are publishing button value as 0. This is the logic of this if and else condition. फिर उसके बाद after that the button state will again become true, and in the next click the button this thing will be executed, and then after the button state will become again false, and this one. So we are basically looping in between these two states. In first time we are going to send a button value of 1. So this is the sketch. I think we are completed the sketch, our sketch. So we are publishing data on using the button. We are subscribing, we are receiving data. We are receiving data via this message received function, and in message receive function, if we get the value of 0, we will turn on the LED. If we get the value of 1, we will turn off the LED. Why it is inverse? Because the LED, the pin is D0 pin is active low pin, so it is in inverse condition. Basically high will off the signal, low will high turn on the signal, turn on the light. Fine. So let me upload this sketch and we will understand every rest of the thing from the demo. Okay, so I have uploaded the sketch, and now we can see that we can send data from this push button. First we need to subscribe to the topic, subscribe to this accepted topic, the which we are publishing data to this topic. We are publishing data to MQTT pub topic, this one, and the data we are going to receive on this topic. Okay, so first we need to subscribe for the topic so that we can receive or see the data, see that data. So in the subscription topic, I think just change the name. In my case it is test thing. Subscribe this topic. Now we have subscribed the topic. Now if I click this push button for the first time, we can see the button value 1 here, and if I click it again, it is 0. So it is switching between 1 and 0, as we have written in the sketch. As this sketch says that if button state first time, for the first time this if condition, then another time this else condition. It is switching between this thing, and you can also see this in serial monitor of this, like publish data 1, publish data 0. Fine. So we can also turn on the data by publishing to this topic. By publishing to this topic, we will publish to the same topic from both Arduino and from this from another client. From this client is this time AWS MQTT client. So this is a client we need to publish. And what is the payload? Payload should be formatted like this one. So payloads should be formatted like this one. And paste that format, and in this case we are going to send the data from this publish data 1 to this topic shadow update. As we have subscribed to the topic, we can see the serial monitor as well to check what is happening. If we publish in here, the light will be turned on, and if we check the serial monitor, received AWS thing test shadow update accepted, and this value will be accepted. This value will be in there, that state reported LED 1. Okay, so this is the value we get, and we pass the value, check it. If it is 1, we will just send a low signal to pin D0, which will turn on this light bulb. So this is the case, this is how it works. And we can also switch these things from another clients as well. We can send data from this MQTT box client, like to turn off, we can publish LED 0 from here, it will turn off. And we can also see that data by subscribing to this topic. So if you are working with ThinkShadow, as I have done in this whole session, you need to publish on this topic, subscribe to this topic. This is the single topic you need to remember, or check this documentation and work on these things, and get accepted, get rejected, delete, accept, rejected. To delete these things, to delete the thing shadow, you need to send a empty message to this topic, to this delete topic. So to delete a device shadow, publish an empty message to the delete topic. So currently if we check the shadow, this is the shadow right now, LED temp button, the button value is 0 right now. If we click it, it's 1. It's in real time, and the last this time will be also updating right here. So we can see that if to delete this shadow, if you want to delete the shadow, so we need to send a message to this topic. So this topic, if we are going to send message to this topic, we can do it from our Arduino sketch, or from any device which is connected to the Node MCU, or we can also do that from this topic to publish MQTT client. So here all we need to do here is correct this thing, test the name of the thing and send empty message, nothing in the payload simply. And subscribe to this topic, or subscribe to the topic delete accepted. If the delete is accepted, or delete / accepted, or you don't need to subscribe to anything, just delete, send this message publish. And if we check this AWS IoT console, there is nothing right now. Everything related to test thing, basically every topic, every data related to test thing is now deleted. So this is the test, this is the thing shadow which we have worked with Arduino IDE, and this is everything related to the sketch. And I have you can see here the button data is also come here. And now I will teach you the RESTful API service which will turn on and turn off this light bulbs, and how we set that with Postman. And also we are going to see the simple notification service, which will basically send an alert when some condition met, and some condition meet. And we will use IoT SQL of AWS, so that to configure, to check if the data is, if button data is 1, we will send an email alert. So this is the use of AWS SNS, which we will see in next session. And thank you for watching. And we will also check one more thing in next session, this rules. We will check the rules, and we will also see the AWS SNS. So stay tuned, and you will going to see similar tutorials on this channel. So you need to subscribe this channel so that you can easily find similar tutorials and projects, because I will make projects for IoT and also networking related tutorials. So keep subscribing this channel, and at least like this video. Thank you.